So here's my finished lamp. I tried a couple of different shades. I didn't really have the right one for this lamp, so I'm going to keep an eye out. I'll come across one sooner or later. But here it is. Stay tuned and check out how I made it, and feel free to comment with any questions. Alright, so I glued up these blocks. Cut off these blocks, glued them up, trying to make a great big blank. Couldn't get them to meet flush, no matter what. I tried sanding, tried planing, tried as much as I'm going to try. Now on to step 2. I'm going to make a little router plane jig setup. So I'm going to cut this to go just barely on top here, 3.5 inches. I'm going to cut 4 of them and glue up some cross pieces for the router to go in. Alright, so I'm just going to tap down some cross boards across these pieces so that it's just barely elevated over the blocks that I'm planning to use the router to level off. Alright, so a lot of sawdust later. I think I've got a pretty solid meeting of them there. I'm going to glue that up and clamp it. Come back to this thing tomorrow. Alright, so this block has dried up for quite some time now. I've routed out a little square for this one to go in. Pretty sure I've got it just right on center, right there. So I'm going to glue that up and stack some bricks on top of here and let that hang out for, you know, a day or two. So there was a lot of roughing out here to do. Obviously that was a huge block there. Once I got the big piece turned cylinder, kind of edged it down, as you can see here, to that smaller piece. Then I moved to that one and roughed it till it was round. Then it was pretty easy to connect the two. Not being too perfect here, but just getting nice and flowing there so that I can start working on a good general shape. To be honest, I didn't really have any kind of plan ahead of time on this lamp. I was just making it up as I went and, making the design on the fly. So right here I'm just kind of experimenting. I knew that I wanted a good solid base at the bottom that was about as big around as the beginning product, the beginning blank that I was working with. At this point you can see it kind of starting to take shape a little bit. Kind of see a bit of a vision for what it is to become. Right here I had this old lamp that was destined to be thrown away. I thought I would disassemble it and use the fixture for it. I was kind of hung in there. Finally I got that cord pulled out and just took a screw off the bottom there, pulled that rod out. Right here that lamp was a bit taller than mine, so I cut it off to size for my lamp. Set all that stuff aside. Here I'm turning the end of it to fit that lamp fixture. And I decided to taper off the neck there. I've turned the entire lamp around on the lathe, just doing a couple light passes on the bottom here. That was anything but flat, and I wanted it to obviously sit flat on the table when it's done. So I went in as far as I could, and then just after I was done, I decided I'd sand off that last nub. While it was off the lathe, while I was turning it around, I got a good idea of how I wanted it to look. Saw where it was too big in areas, and now I was able to go back and really give it the look that I was wanting it to have. So now you can start seeing it take shape a little bit. Right here I put in some super glue and some of the dust I had created in a couple of those places. I don't know if it just appeared to have an opening or if it did, but I thought I'd play it safe and try to fill it in the best I could. Give it a real good final sanding there. Now I'm putting on some Danish oil. Here I put a candle over there to coat it in wax, and then I use a little towel, a little rag to get that smoothed over there real good and buffed up. Here's a little look at what it's going to look like. Here I was sanding off that last little bit. Use a long drill bit to drill almost all the way through, and then I finished it up from the bottom. and I drilled a hole through the side, meeting the one in the middle, for a place for the cord to come out. It was incredibly tough, as you see me struggling here, to get that cord to go in and make a hard right turn. I had to force it through from the bottom. Took a little while, but I got it done. Thought I'd try this lampshade first, and turned out to be a bit much for this particular lamp, so I found this lampshade, and it looks a little bit better, but I'm going to keep my eyes out for one. But there it is, the finished product. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, take a second and like it, subscribe to my channel. I got a lot of stuff coming up, and I'm looking forward to it. Hope you are too. Have a good one.